girl, I don't know what to say about this episode. It was serious and then unserious and then not funny and then hilarious and then awkward and then just like, okay, I guess. Girl, when I tell you I was literally all over the place with this episode, I couldn't even. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't even. Anyway, hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle and this is the Belle Perspective and we are here to talk about the Never Ever Mets. This is season 1, episode 6, Pushing Beds and Boundaries. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I talk about books, TV, movies, all kinds of things on this channel, okay? And if you're returning, you already know the drill. Don't forget to like this video before you leave, subscribe to the channel, and of course, get down in the conversation in the comments, okay? And let me know what you think about the episode. Let's get into it. So, we're picking back up where we left off with Sis Sidewig and Uncle Aaron. Girl, you know what? After contemplating, okay, and watching a few other reviewers, okay, and getting their perspective on this situation, Uncle Aaron, and I believe I said it in my last review, but I feel like Uncle Aaron literally was the problem. He was so disrespectful. And my view of him has changed drastically since this episode. I feel like he thinks that because he's older, he has this wisdom. But I'm going to tell you something. Just because people get older don't mean they get wiser. You can be an old ass fool, okay? You can be an old fool, all right? I also feel like Uncle Aaron may be in some sort of competition in his mind, and I'll get into that a little bit later. I also feel like Uncle Aaron is very problematic when it comes to women. I don't have an issue with a man arguing with a woman. I think that I'm not there. I'm not with what a lot of people think, that men shouldn't argue with women. I'm okay. Two adults can have a heated debate if they need to get some off their chest, okay? Now, putting your hands on somebody, honestly, Uncle Aaron, I couldn't tell whether you was or were not gonna roll up on that lady at all. I couldn't tell. Now, in Sis Sidewig's case, the baby looked like she could take you. Okay, I ain't gonna hold her. Okay, I ain't gonna hold her. She said she fight niggas for fun, so I'm not gonna hold her. Okay. Sis Sidewig look like she'll give you a run for your money, but also, okay, we're not here for that type of thing. I don't want to see no man put his hands on nobody. I don't want to see nobody put no hands on nobody, okay? So I'm with Dymond when she's concerned, like, okay, were you gonna put your hands on my sister? And I'm also with Sis Sidewig. Like, if he was gonna get sporty with me like that, and how do we know how he's going to respond to you? And Uncle Aaron said that, she pushed him out of his character and all this other stuff. I was just kind of like, I don't know, Uncle Aaron, because you also rolled in on Jody on some rah-rah shit too. So honestly, y'all, I feel like Uncle Aaron is looking for somebody who is going to take care of him because he is getting up in age. He looking for anybody who will be willing. Anybody. Hence why he's so ready to propose to Dymond, even though he wasn't ready to meet her. Like, it took y'all 5 years to meet in person, and all of a sudden now you ready to propose. Boy, please. Okay. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Okay, we'll get into that in just a second. So Dymond goes out. They've separated. Aaron is outside with his BFF. Dymond comes out, and she was basically like, "You was gonna put your hands on my sister," and he basically was trying to plead his case. No, I wouldn't have done that. She started it. She was disrespectful, etc., etc. And I really couldn't get past those fingernails. Now, I'm not mad at fingernails with a man putting nail polish on. I'm not mad at that, but it was just bothering me, the colors he selected. That didn't really go with his color palette. Like, it didn't really go with his undertone. It was bothering me. Okay. Had it been all black, I would have been fine. But that powder blue was bothering me. So this does not go with your tone. But anyway, whatever. Anyway, so we moving on. But do what you feel. Okay. Those are your colors. That's your nails. You do what you want. Anyway, Dymond is trying to have a conversation with Dymond is trying to have a conversation with Aaron really quickly, but she gets distracted because her sister, Sis Sidewig, goes outside. Now, Dymond meets with Sis Sidewig real quick. Sis Sidewig was like, you know what? This nigga ain't shit, and I don't got time for it. They hollering. Production gets in the middle, pulls Sis Sidewig to the side, okay? And ultimately, Sis Sidewig goes home. I think that Dymond really needs to think about this relationship with Aaron, because I don't feel like Aaron is the man that Dymond thinks that he is. I feel like he got a good talk game. He might come from a long line of preachers, okay? But I don't feel like Aaron is really the man that Dymond thinks that he is. So here go Aaron, and Dymond sitting on the couch. Aaron comes to sit next to her. He over here begging. that's not me. And I want you to see our relationship for what it is. And we gonna grow together. And I want you to understand that I'm the man and I'm the aunt, and all this. Yeah. All right. He begging. Dymond just sitting there. Now, she may have said something, but the way that they edited the scene, she was just sitting there like, okay, nigga, whatever. Okay. So on a side note, when Sis Sidewig was standing in the living room and they pushed Aaron outside, Sis Sidewig had took a swig of some water. Why the hell when I tell you the way she threw that water back like it was some vodka, I was like, did she bring Tito's a bit? A whole bottle of Tito's? Girl, that thing looked like, because she looked like she throw back vodka like that. Like, just throw it back like it's water. I was like, oh no, wait a minute. That's a smart water bottle. Hold on. But the way she threw it back, baby, it looked like alcohol, girl. I'm not going to even hold you. I was like, ooh, Sis Sidewig is not playing. Baby, I got my money on her. I believe she'll whoop Aaron ass. I believe she'll hand Aaron an ass whooping. He'll never forget, baby. Never forget. Anyway, so we see Chris trying to put the moves on Sandia, child. Trying to put the little moves on her. And I honestly feel like Sandia probably ain't never had no boy or no man that looked like Chris. And I don't think Chris that attractive. Like, I could see why women would be attracted to him. But I don't think, like, somebody in the comments said, and I hate when I forget y'all's names. I'm so sorry. But somebody in the comments said he looked like Master Splinter. And baby, I can't forget it. That's exactly what he looked like to me. His eyes are just very close together. And then his nose is long. So it gives girl Master Splinter, Sensei. Okay. So shout out to the beautiful subscriber who said that. Please put it in the comments so I can pin your name. So anyway, but yeah, Chris trying to put the moves on Sandia. Sandia, stop, boy, stop. Yeah, you know how we get, girl. Boy, you better stop. Ooh. Okay, right. Y'all know what it is. Anyway, so the guys are outside. It's cold, I guess. And Chris got on Sandia jacket. And girl, it looked like he got on Sandia jacket, baby. I'm like, sir, you don't got no jacket? Anyway, so Gregg walks up to Chris and is like, hey, let's have a conversation. So basically, Gregg wants Millie and Chris to sit down because of the conversation that they had, the argument they got into from the day before. And I'm going to tell you right off top, I feel like Millie was projecting. I wrote that in my notes. I was like, Millie is projecting. And this doesn't really have anything to do with Chris. This has everything to do with the type of man Chris reminds Millie of. And same for me. When I see Chris, I see a lot of the other guys that I've dealt with personally, and I'm just like, ugh, that's a fuck nigga. Ugh. Right? But it's not our business. Okay? It's not our business to get involved like that. It's Sandia's business. Okay? So with all of that being said, I feel like Millie calling Chris a B-I-B-I. I think that's so, girl, that you out of line and out of pocket, girl. You out of line and out of pocket. No matter how you try to slice that bread, girl, you out of line and out of pocket. You don't got to calling anybody out their name is wrong. You especially when they wasn't, So it escalates. They sitting down. I guess Millie, I was trying to understand the conversation. I feel like it was chopped and screwed, so I couldn't really understand what Millie was saying to him. She basically said that he ain't shit and he need to take accountability, which, yes, that's true. But girl, again, this ain't your man. This ain't your problem. Okay, that's Sandia's problem. Let Sandia figure that out. Okay, and if Sandia is okay with him, then let it be what it is. Okay, so anyway, she said she has a problem with men belittling women. Again, I agree with her. I agree. But again, if Sandia ain't saying nothing, then honey, this ain't your fight. Okay, it's not your fight. So the first sit down, she hollering, calling him a bitch. He get up and leave. He said, I ain't finna let nobody, call me no bitch to my face and disrespect me. I get that. Don't call him no bitch. Don't do that. How can you ever get through to him if you're insulting him? Not that he would really listen to your ass. Anyway, but still, right? Throwing and hurling insults is not the way to get to somebody to hear your side, okay? So Chris goes to Gregg and is like, listen, your woman, your girl, she disrespecting me. She doing this, and this, and this. Millie come back over to the conversation, get to hollering at him again. Girl, now, I don't know how we got here, but baby, a bitch hollered, okay? And I can say I'm a bitch because I ain't calling nobody else no bitch, okay? You get what I'm saying? But anyway, so baby, I hollered. She was like, yeah. And they said you a little man and you got a little I said, ooh. I believe every word. She said, and guess who told me? I said, that bitch, who told you, girl? I want to know, girl. Was it Sandia? Y'all get down in the comments and tell me who y'all thought Who y'all thought told Millie that he got a little Peter Walker? Girl, he looked like he got a Peter. He looked like he got a little one. And then I said, as soon as she said that, he was like, well, show me your bank account. I said, oh yeah, your dick little. Because let me tell you something. Big dick niggas don't say shit like that. They don't say shit like that. Show me your bank account. Boy, what they got to do with the price of tea in China, girl? Huh? Anyway, I said, oh yeah, no. He got a little Peter Walker chair. It's a little. That's okay. That ain't none of my business. That deal look like she all right with that. Okay. Again, if she's okay with it, I'm okay with it. And I put my money on Sandia. I believe she the one that told people that your stuff is small. But anyway, moving on. So we sit down in the room and we're with Sandia and Chris is basically breaking down the situation with Sandia. And Uncle Aaron comes in. He jokes with them. He was like, Millie probably called you a B.I.B.I. because you got on Sandia jacket. They laugh, whatever. Chris comes up to the conclusion, and see, this is why you can't be arguing with niggas like this, because they take it somewhere else. He says that why the hell does she have such an obsession with me and want to argue with me and so combative? Does she like me? Does she think I'm attractive? See, that's how you don't give niggas like that time of day, because they always think it's always about them. They always do, every time. I said, child. Anyway, so a little bit later on, we see a little quick snippet of Sandia and Millie talking, and in the kitchen, there's a couple other people there, but I don't remember who was there. Sandia basically lays it out flat. We don't need to be calling nobody no bitch. We don't need to be calling nobody out their name. You respect him, we gonna respect you, etc., etc. I looked at Sandia. She got face, y'all. Sandia has face. When I tell you she has a very distinct bone structure, it is beautiful. Very distinct and just very beautiful features, high cheekbones, all the things. She's gorgeous, but I need her to stand up for herself because I'm sick of that shit. But anyway, so we find out that nephew Aaron's daddy is coming and Jody's BFF is coming. All right, so nephew Aaron daddy get there, and nephew Aaron daddy look good. He has, he's in great shape, skin looking good. Y'all, side note, I hate that lighting. That lighting in that room, in that living room, is terrible. The undertone is too yellow. It is too yellow. So it makes everybody's concealer, it makes everyone's foundation, it makes everybody's skin look more yellow than it really is. Somebody need to be working on that. And if we got black people in front of the camera and behind the camera, we should be working on that. We should be getting that together before the camera even turn on, right? Anyway, but that's just a side note that was bothering me. So, and I also see how Uncle Aaron and his daddy favor. They look very much alike. So nephew Aaron, did I say Uncle Aaron? Nephew Aaron is what I was trying to say. Nephew Aaron and his dad were playing pool, and Aaron tells his dad that he feels intimidated by Jody being a sexologist. And his dad was like, boy, don't know. This is your opportunity to listen to what she likes. How do you gain your experience from what you're doing? And this was such a interesting conversation, because I don't know if I would ever be wanting to talk about this with any of my parental figures. Absolutely not. The fuck not. As far as they're concerned, I'm the Virgin Mary. Okay, I could have 5 kids. I'm the Virgin Mary. Do not talk to me. Okay, that's it. Okay. Anyway, and I know that's just weird, but I don't want to talk about sex with y'all. Please, that's just no, thank you. I'm not that liberated. I'm not. Anyway, so the nephew Aaron's dad was like, listen, this will be an opportunity for you to learn. This literally, you could be stepping into a gold mine. I said, okay, those are some powerful words to use. Okay. Anyway, so they get an opportunity to introduce each other to best friend and dad. Best friend comes in. I love best friend's hair. She's cute. Best friend is talking to Jody about, have y'all had a rendezvous? And here go Jody explaining why she hasn't. And, she has, it takes her nothing to jump into bed with somebody, but, she's a bit of a man eater and she wants to slow things down. And I'm like, you're not going to convince me. You're not going to convince me. And I understand that we're dealing with women who have had sexual trauma, but you're not going, because I can tell when you like someone, and I can tell when there's potential something there and when it's not. And I'm going to give you exactly what I'm talking about. So, nephew Aaron daddy asked Jody, do you have any confidence in their relationship? And when I tell you that pause, that brief millisecond of a pause was so telling. She then talks her way out of it. I don't know how, but I guess she convinces nephew Aaron's dad that all is well. Okay, all good in the hood, but whatever. I don't believe it. So then they take a quick break to dance. And when I tell you, I said, oh, wow. Jody like your daddy more than she like you. The way she was kind of like excited, her eyes got big. She was all charged up, juiced up, sauced up after she had did her little salsa dance with your daddy. See, that was the body response that she should have had with you. She tried to make it seem like, oh, his execution of his first date wasn't that great. It's like, so you're looking for perfection? I don't understand. I don't really know what. Yeah, her expectation of Jody, her expectation of Aaron, I don't buy it. I don't. So anyway, side note, I forgot to tell y'all, Uncle Aaron was in there meddling in people's business, telling nephew Aaron daddy, I look at Aaron like a father, like a son. But he already got a daddy. He don't need you to do that. Okay. So annoying. I love the way that nephew Aaron daddy just packed him up, and not a neat rude way. He was just like, okay. And do you look at everybody else like that? He was like, no, just him. Oh, of course, whatever. Then Uncle Aaron decides to tell the boy daddy, oh, the girl that he with, I just don't think I want to see if you gonna see what I see, because I don't see nothing, sir. Why do we feel like we need to be getting in people's business? Why do we feel like I'm telling you, people get old, not wise, okay? There are old ass idiots out there. There's some old ass fools. Hello? We see them. Okay? They're very much alive and well. And for some reason, Aaron thinks just because he's older, he automatically gets crowned king of wisdom. And he is not, and does not have it. We can clearly tell. Because he in the same boat like the rest of these people. Anyway, we moving on. So I think it was, Aaron and Greg and Chris that get into the hot tub, and they're talking about, checking in on everybody's relationship. I think this is the first time that anybody has asked Aaron about his relationship with Dymond. And he was like, well, she's perfect. There's nothing about her that I don't like. She's perfect. And he go preaching, this is the woman I want to be with. Everything about her is what I want. And da 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 da. And I'm just kind of like, I'm with Chris. I was like, child, okay. No, nigga, you looking for somebody that's gonna be your home health aide. That's what it is. I'm not kidding. I'm for real, y'all. I'm so for real. He go to preaching, talking about maybe if y'all loved y'all girls like I love mine, maybe you'd be further than I am, or for just as far as I am. Is this a competition? Where is that coming from, sir? Is this a race to the altar? I didn't know that. Right? Like, what is your mind frame? What are you talking about? He says that he's going to propose to Dymond before this whole experiment wraps up. Sir, you just want to, I'm telling y'all, he just want to propose to somebody. He just want to propose. He just want to say he got a wife, child. He just want to say he got a wife. Anyway, good luck to him. Good. Godspeed. Okay, so let's get into the area of, I was really disappointed with Millie with a lot of the things that she was doing this episode. But specifically this situation with specifically the situation with Millie and Gregg. So I just want to put this disclaimer out here that when we say we want to date people, when we say we want to connect with people and have partnerships romantically or otherwise, we have to understand that when we say yes to these people that we are letting into our lives to be connected to romantically and or otherwise, we are saying yes to the trauma that they've experienced. We are saying yes to their worldview. We're saying yes to the way they're raised and even to their family, right? And the dynamic that they were raised in. And if you're not able to be culturally sensitive to that or understanding or empathetic, then maybe it's not time for you to date anybody. Maybe you should just be on your own. Maybe you should, schedule some booty calls here and there and move along. But to want to be in a relationship, you got to be emotionally prepared for all of the things that come along with that. Okay. So Millie shares with Greg that she had been sexually abused. Something about the way that she blurts it out. I don't know if it's because the topic of abuse it's prevalent, but it's not prevalent, right? I don't think we talk about it like in the way that we should so that we can bring more awareness to it. I don't feel like we do. So maybe that might be a little bit of the reason why I'm so jarred by it. But you can tell Greg was struggling when he was trying to comfort Millie as she was talking. And then Millie again is projecting. She kind of goes back to that place of trauma and is talking as if she was in the middle of a conversation with someone. I immediately, now as somebody, again, I am not afraid to tell y'all, okay, I say this with pride. I've been in therapy. I've had a therapist since, dear God, it's about going on 10 years now. 10 years of continuous therapy, and I'm not going to stop because there is so much of me that needs to be sitting in front of a therapist. Okay, there's so many parts of me that needs to be sitting in front of a therapist. And so I say this with love, that Millie should have been in front of a therapist chair prior to getting on anybody's online talking about, let me try to be with somebody in some relationship. That girl has way too many issues. Okay. And when the therapist that they matched them with, I really love what she said. It looks like two people who needed to have a therapy session separately that got together. I said, you're absolutely right, man. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what I said. I said, both these people look traumatized, and here they are trying to push themselves together. And I understand it. But then if you're going to come together, then you need to be open to hearing what other people say. And then I say all that to say that as they're sitting down with the therapist, Millie is talking about her trauma. Gregg goes in and says, I've experienced trauma as well, things that I've never even talked about. Millie rolling her eyes talking about, oh, so you're going to respond to me telling you about my trauma with you telling me about yours? I said, girl, I know you fucking lying to me, girl. So you want him to make room for you, but you can't make room for him? I think as I'm getting older, I'm really starting to see that there is a lot of injustice that we continue to perpetuate on men. Like, the way that she literally did not show up for Gregg really made me disappointed. And I'm not saying that you have to be his therapist. I'm not saying that you have to sit up there and hold and carry all of his trauma. But I do think that if this is the person that you want to be with, you should be making room for him. Right? I don't know. Y'all correct me where I'm wrong. I don't want to preach. I don't want to rant, but I'm just saying the way that she handled that was very jarring and disappointing and enraging almost. Okay. It almost feels like she wants to be the center of attention. What about me? What about my trauma? Cater to my problems because I'm the victim here. But it's like, well, everybody else got their things going on. They may not broadcast it every time they turn around, and I don't want to be insensitive about that. Right. But at the same time, can you make room for him too? Anyway, last piece that I just want to talk about, child, this whole pushing the bed together. Girl, I could have told nephew Aaron. It is okay. So I'll set up the scene and I'll just get into my whole thoughts with Jody. Okay. So the guys have a little bit of an intervention. Basically, it was trying to tell Aaron that he needed to start trying to sleep with Jody. Maybe not physically, but at least maybe not, sexually, but at least physically, because the rest of us are sleeping with our booze. So we want you and your farts to go on, okay? I ain't gonna hold you. That shit was so funny. Aaron jumped up and was like, who outed me? Who's snitching on my booty burps? Not booty burps. Baby, I'm start using that going forward. But anyway, so they were gently trying to say, get out the room so Chris and Sandia can have a little grown people time since Josh and Shay hogging up the boom boom room, okay? So they basically had that conversation with him. They're like, you need to figure out what you're going to do. Now, I don't like how Chris was like, you need to talk to your girl so he doing hand motions like y'all get it. I didn't like that. That was disgusting to me. Not y'all over here plotting on this girl so y'all can try to get in her drawers. It's disgusting. So you can try to get Aaron in her drawers. It's gross to me. Anyway, so Aaron is like, yeah, I don't want to do anything that's going to push boundaries, etc., etc. And I get what he's saying. I do. He's absolutely right. And I do understand that Joanna is a survivor, okay, and has experienced trauma. And there are boundaries that are in place. But girl, part of dating someone is sexual chemistry, is physicalness, right? Being able to hug and kiss and doing the things. Like, I don't understand why he couldn't just push his bed. Now, let me back up. He could have talked to her. I really wanted him to go and talk to Jody about this and confront her so that she's not waking up next to you, right next to her like that, because that's creepy as fuck. But Also, Jody, you going into this whole rant of, in my time and my boundaries, and I don't want to do, but you just said with your friend, and your friend also asked you, girls, okay, so what about the rendezvous, girl? What about the dick, girl? Like, she basically was asking because she knows that you're active. It's not like these boundaries are up and you have not like you sworn yourself to celibacy or anything like that. So something is amiss with Jody, and I'm not buying it. Okay. Even with the body language when you were dancing with Aaron's dad, I was like, that is the way that you should look when you're intrigued by someone or attracted to someone. I swear to God, I thought had little Aaron not been there, Jody would have probably made the moves on him, girl. Like, be for real, girl. Be for real. We see body language. Body language tells it all. Your mouth and your body's telling us two different stories. Girl, you look disgusted by him. Now, the way that he apologized to her was so sweet and so sincere. And I was like, man, he will be a good dude. He gonna be a good dude to somebody. He gonna be a good dude to somebody. Why in the hell is Jody wasting her time? But it's because she wants to still be on the show, child. That's what it is. She still want to be on the show. She not ready to go. This is her. She feels like this is going to be her rise to stardom or whatever the hell she thinks she doing. And that's the reason why. So anyway, I want to acknowledge. I do want to reverence her feelings and the things that she's overcome. I do want to reverence that. I want to keep that. I want to be sensitive to it. I want to have empathy towards her, for her. But I'm not buying this. I see your body language when you're talking to Chris. Because then we see her going back and telling Chris that she has been experience this. And when I say she talking to Chris, it was Sandia and Shay in the room, but I feel like she was speaking directly to Chris about this. I don't feel like those other two people that were in the room, I don't feel like she cared if they were there or not. I feel like she was talking to Chris because she kept saying, this is how I am and this is what I do and I'm like this. And I was just kind of like, yeah, girl, this was her opportunity to give another strike on Aaron, right? Chris did. He was like, we put him up to it with no malicious intent, but we did put him up to, getting closer to you. But we had no idea that was something that actually happened, right? We had no idea that you experienced this type of trauma. Anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Tell me what y'all thought. I don't believe Jody for nothing. I don't care what she has to say. I really don't. I'm trying, but her body language and her lips are saying two different things. And when your body and your lips doing two different things, baby, I can't. It's contradictions all over the place to me. It really is. Anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Tell me what y'all think about the episode. Don't forget to like this video before you leave. I couldn't even get that out, child. And subscribe to the channel. Bye.